Create. Good afternoon. If anybody's watching, I'll be starting soon my Maha Shakti class, and hope you can join us. Namaste. Okay, 1 minute to go. All right, well, I'm going to begin, and if you want to join in, then please jump in. And if you hear if you hear some noise in the background, some music, that's my son practicing horn, so I hope that's not too disruptive for you. But just want to let you know that's what it is. So to begin with the sound of Om. Sitting tall and straight and supremely still, take a moment to go inward. Nothing to do, nothing to seek. Everything you need is already within. Let's begin with Om 3 times to attract divine attention. Imagine you are everywhere. Fix your mind on God alone. Rest your mind in God alone. And in God you will live hereafter. Of this there is no doubt. Those are words taken from one of the sacred texts of yoga, the Bhagavad Gita. We call to mind that we honor the self, the highest, this divine spark that resides within. So now I'd like to just do a mantra, Om Aim Saraswati Namaha Om. And so it's done calm response, and Saraswati is the embodiment of wisdom, of musical artistry, of creativity. And so I think in this time, when we're at home and we're not being stimulated as much, I think she's a great one to call upon. And so we're just trying to bring about that creativity in our own mind, in our own doings, and the wisdom as well. So it's calm response. let's begin the practice. Let's come to standing. So we're going to do a few exercises just to prepare the body for the practice, just to get the blood circulating in the body and to heat up the body a little bit. So just try to move in a way that's conducive to the condition of the body. Just try to move in a way that keeps the mindset in a calm state, never distressed, never judging, and the body in a place where it doesn't go to a place of strain and pain. Right? So let's begin. Let's roll our head in circles. Keep the shoulders down away from the ears. Make the circles large. If it's uncomfortable for you to go the whole way around, you can just do half circles. And then circle the head in the other direction. Good. Reach the arms up. Pull down on the exhale. Inhale, reach up. Pull down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. In front, up, in, out, in, out, in, out, in. And now we're just going to swing the arms back and forth. Exhale. As you move the arms, don't worry about the in-breath, it comes automatically. And now across the chest, squeeze your arms tight across the chest, throw the arms back, alternate the cross each time. Now the arms up over the head, roll the body down. Breathe out through the mouth as you throw the body down. One more and just stay down this time. Allow the body just stop bouncing around. Then place your hands, we'll do it sideways, you can see on the mat. Walk them forward and lower the knees down to the ground. Bend the toes under. We're just going to work the wrists a little bit, so press into the ground firmly, keep the arms straight, and then lift the knees about 1 inch up off the ground. And then just start to trace circles around your wrists with the shoulders, about the radius of the fingertips. Try to keep your knees always gliding at the same height. And then circle in the other direction, the knees and the shoulders. Good. Place the knees back down. Turn the left hand so the palm is facing up, and then bend the toes, and then pull the heels back, lift the seat. Try to keep the top of the wrist on the mat and the fingernails pressing the back of the hands pressing into the mat. If it's too much, you can just keep your seat down and just draw your seats back onto your heels. Move according to your condition. Inhale, come forward again, shoulders over the wrist, and then lift the hand, circle it around to release. And then switch hands, the right palm facing up this time, left hand palm down. And then from here, lift up the seat if you can, go downward facing dog, draw the shoulders back while trying to keep the top of the right wrist down. Modify again if you need to by bringing your knees down in child's pose. Pull the belly button towards the back of the body. And come forward into plank, shoulders over the wrists, and lower the knees. Again, circle the wrist around a few times, just release. Good. From here, we're just going to press back into downward facing dog. Come forward into plank a few times. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, come forward, body flat. Inhale, pull back. Exhale, come forward and back and forward. One last time. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, forward. And with your wrists and shoulders are over the fingertips, slide your feet forward to the hands. Keep your knees bent. And then roll your way up. Good. Just shake out the wrists again. Take the elbows out to the side and just twist from side to side. Exhale as you twist. Good. Side bends, inhale left arm up, exhale bend to the right. Inhale, come back up, keep the side body long. Exhale again, smoothly glide to the right. Inhale, rise. Keep this fold down the right side of the body as you bend. Inhale, come up. Exhale, bend. And on the next inhale, we raise the right arm up. The left hand comes down the side body and go to the left. Inhale, come up. Exhale, go to the left. Reach up high here. Exhale, bend. Stretch the right side of the body. One last time. Inhale, come up. Exhale, bend. And then coming back. So let's make our way to the top of the mat now. Bring the hands to the heart center in the universal gesture of offering. Close the eyes here. Remembering that better than practice and even better than meditation is to renounce all the fruits of your actions. Do the practice for a higher purpose. Do the practice as though it were a divine duty to all beings, so that our benefits are being transmitted to everyone and everything. So now let's try to keep together to stay in that collective mind. Three namaskars, sun salutations. Doing it nice and slow at first. Reaching the arms up over the head, stretch the whole front of the body, press the hips forward. And then go down. Bend your knees as you go down, so you can bring your hands flat on the ground and your chest on your thighs. And use your body to push the legs back. Right foot back into a lunge. Lower the knee down, drop the seat down low. Allow the head to come up. Come into high plank, shoulders over the wrists, immediately lower down. Turn the hands out a little bit so you can bring your chest down, the elbows stay close to the body. Now pull with your hands, pull the body through between the hands, coming up into cobra. You can come into a little bit of a lower cobra to start if you're not quite warmed up yet. And then roll over the toes back into downward facing dog. Look to the hands and bring the right foot forward to the hands. If it's trouble, somebody get your foot there. Lower the back knee and slide the foot forward using the right hand. Drop the seat again. And then bring the feet together. Press again the legs, the body to legs, head down. Come all the way up to standing, arch back, hands back to the heart. Inhale again, reach the arms up, high, fold down. Head close to the ground, bring the left foot back, drop the seat down, shoulders back. Come into high plank. Lower down knees, chest and chin. Again, make space for the chest to come through, between the fingers out, but elbows in towards the body. Roll up into cobra. Roll over the toes back into downward facing dog. Lift the seat up and back. Left foot steps forward to the hands. Always modify according to your condition. Feet together, Uttanasana. Fold the body in half. Come all the way up to standing. Reach up. Hands back to the heart. Just imagine your body moving in your mind. Watch it moving gracefully, and then the body will follow what you see in your mind. Right foot back. Lower the knee. Drop down to the seat. Come into high plank. Lower down, knees, chest, and chin. Don't worry too much about the breath. Move the body, and the breath will follow. Roll over the toes back into downward facing dog. Right foot steps forward. At the same time, you try to move in a way that keeps the breath nice and constant and steady. Fold the body in towards the legs. Come all the way up to standing. Hands back to the heart. Inhale. Go down. Inject power in every move that you make, but move with grace and ease if you can. Lower down. And then pull with your hands, drag the body through between the arms, cobra. Roll over the toes, downward facing dog. Left foot steps forward to the hands, land it quietly. Feet together, forward fold. Remember, you're just trying to move the body in a way that doesn't disrupt the mind. Hands back to the heart. Raise your arms up again. Go down. If you're feeling warm, start to explore your range of motion a little bit more. Sink deep into the hips, in your lunge, into the high plank. Go down. And then pull the hands, scoop the body right through between the arms. Come up high, shoulders over the hips. Roll over the toes, downward facing dog. Right foot steps forward to the hands. Land the foot as quietly as you can. Feet together, bow to the legs. Come all the way up. Return home. Arms raise up. And then the body falls down gracefully. Left foot back. Into the plank. Down we go. We glide through smoothly. All the transitions done in a seamless way like you're doing a dance. Left foot steps. Right foot follows. Bow to the legs, head close to the ground. Come all the way up. Hands back to the heart. One more cycle. Reach up and back. Go down. Right foot back into a lunge. Into the plank. Down we go. Be precise and mindful and deliberate in your movements. Enjoy each pose like it was a new experience. Right foot forward. Feet together. Forward fold, chest on the thighs, head down. Come all the way up, stretch the whole front of the body, press the hips forward, arms back behind the head perhaps, hands back to the heart. One last time, left side. Reach up and back. Go down gracefully. Left foot back into a lunge. Into the plank. Right down. And glide through between the arms. Keep watching the body moving. Like you're the witness. Downward facing dog. Left foot steps forward. And then fold the body in half. Bring the feet together, bow down, humbly. Come all the way up, standing salute. Return home, hands to the heart. Take a deep breath in here. Take pause as you exhale. Imagine you let go of all expectations, all attachments to the results. Once again, come back to the intention of offering up the practice. Release the arms, hinge forward. Bend the knees so you can bring your chest right on top of your thighs. Take hold of the opposite elbows behind the knees and hug the body tightly to the legs. Do not lose connection to the bottom, chest and your belly with your thighs as you push the legs further back using the weight of the body. If you can't push your legs back without losing the connection, just keep your knees bent. But then keep on trying to draw the chest further down towards and maybe even beyond the knees a little bit. If you're more flexible, your seat comes over the heels, you straighten the legs, and maybe you bring the forearms further down so they come close to the ankles. Rest your forehead and your nose between the shins. Now bring the hands down to the ground, lower the seat, coming into a squat. So from here, lift up the heels, and from here we're going to lift up the seat, trying to extend the legs all the way, spin on your feet towards the right and drop the seat down. So your knees and feet are pointing towards the right. Keep your arms straight, push into the ground. If you can, just travel on the exact same spot. Pivot on your feet and land your knees and your toes to face the other direction, to the left. Inhale again, come up high, and then bring your feet, your seat down. Inhale, press all the way up, spin on your toes, and come down on the right, on the left. Inhale, come back. One more time. Keep your arms straight if you can as you lift your legs. And one last time. Lower the seat. Keep the arms straight as you lower. This time you need to come up. Actually, I'll just demonstrate first. So you press into the ground if you like, you just try to incorporate a float. So you lift up, and you try to land on the exact same spot. If your feet start to come back, just move your feet back towards your hands. Again, lift up, and land lightly. Inhale. Good. And again, one last time, lift up. And to the other side. Turn your feet and your knees forward, step back into plank, lower down onto the belly. From here, lift the chest up. Slide the elbows forward underneath the shoulders, Sphinx pose. Push down into the forearms, push down to the legs and the hips, trying to get nice and solid in a pose. Now make as though you're made of stone. Be very still and heavy feeling. Root down through the legs and the hips and the forearms. All the while you're trying to pull with the tug at the floor with the arms, as though you're trying to tug the floor towards you, and you bring the chest forward, away from the seat. Feel free to stay here or lift up the elbows from the ground. Stretch the front of the body a little bit more. But bring your chest forward and your head back, so you're opening up the throat. Just keep on trying to create space in the lower back. Imagine your chest coming far away from the hips as possible, the seat. Walk your hands closer to you if you like. Press into the hands, extend back to the toes, come up a little bit higher. Always trying to work at getting more extension through the front of the body. Maybe a couple more times. Walk your hands closer. Coming up higher as you see fit, or staying low as you need to. One more time. If you want to, you're very flexible. Come onto your fingertips right beside the hips and raise the body up higher. Keep your hip bone on the ground. Shoulders down. And from here, we're going to lower the chest back down. Flatten the hands. Make your way back into downward facing dog. If you inhale, pull the seat back. Exhale, just allow the line of the back to soften. Try to get the belly towards the thighs and the chest towards the ground. Just bounce a little bit through the chest, trying to get it closer to the ground, the underarms as well. And then look towards your heels. Imagine you're trying to touch the belly button with the tip of your nose. Inhale, press again through the hands, reach the seat back. Exhale, again, sag the line of the back, make it soft. And from here, raise the left leg up and back. Bring the foot forward between the hands. Bring the knee in towards the body first. Bring your shoulders over the fingertips and land the foot quietly between your hands. Or bring the foot forward, move it forward with your left hand. Right knee comes down, flatten out the toes. Inhale, come up high. Exhale, drop the seat right down. Hands to the front knee. Inhale. Imagine you're telescoping the chest out of the hips. Exhale. Take the head back. Lean away from the leg. Continue to push against the thighs, so the thigh and the knee are moving forward, and the body is moving away from the thigh. Keep the lower back long. Keep telescoping the body up out of the hips. Pull the knee towards you, bring the body towards the knee to come upright, and nice and vertical. Left heel moves in underneath the left knee. Take the arms out to the side, Virabhadrasana, easy version. Extend through the fingertips, exhale, drop the shoulders down so the neck stays long. Graceful lines here. Be strong like the warrior. We're going to come into full warrior here, bend the toes under, lift the knee up off the ground, slide the right foot back a little bit more. Stay rooted, imagine you're trying to stretch the mat between the feet. Exalted warrior, turn the left palm up, right hand comes to the back leg, and sweep the left arm over the head. Try not to bring the whole body back, your legs stay the same, the front leg at a right angle. No wrinkles in the side body. Inhale, come back to warrior two, and then into
Konasana. So modification, you just keep your forearm on the thigh and reach the right arm overhead, draw the right shoulder back and look up towards the sky. If you're more flexible, you can slip your hand to the inside of the left foot, bring it down to the ground, try to drop the hip to the line of the knee, maybe a little bit lower. Good, curl the left side of the seat under, roll the right shoulder back and the chest upwards. One more extension through the right arm and then circle it down. Hips and shoulders forward, back knee drops down again. Inhale, come upright, pull the left foot in so it's underneath the back of the knee. Into twist, right arm up, basic twist. You just take your hands outside the knee, left hand comes to the seat. Push the chest up, exhale, turn to the left. Look over your left shoulder, chest facing the left. If you're more flexible, you can do the elbow to the outside. Drop the elbow down, hands in position just near the shoulder, but then as you press the left hand into the right, your body rises up, your body comes higher over the thigh, and the center of the chest comes towards the thumbs. And from here, you start to take the left shoulder back, trying to get your chest to look up. So you inhale, keep pulling the left hip back, the head forward to get extension. Exhale, turn a little bit more. Keep pushing against the outside of the knee. If you know other variations, go ahead. Some people might want to go into full Konasana. If you want to do that, bend the toes under the back foot, lift the back knee up, extend the left arm out over the head, and if you can get your right fingertips to the ground, then go ahead. Left shoulder moves back. Try to turn your chest up. One more breath. Press back through the right heel, extend through the left fingertips. Exhale, turn a little bit more. Then from here, try to gracefully make your way back into Warrior Two. Inhale, extend through the fingertips. Exhale, settle down. Be strong and determined like a warrior. Open up the left knee. Make sure it's not popping in. It should be over the foot. Humble warrior. Take your hands behind the back. Pull the hands down, inhale, lift the chest, bring the head back, exhale. We're going to dive down to the inside of the leg, so move the body to the right so they can come down. Try to get the head close to the foot on the inside. If this is too much, you're getting tired, lower the right knee down and just continue to pull the hip back, get long in the spine and see if you can get the forehead to come closer to the ground. Move according to your condition. Express humbleness and humility in this pose with the head bowed down. Now inhale, come up halfway. Release the hands to the inside of the left foot. Move the left foot out. Bend the toes under and then glide back and forth. Just trying to lower down through the seat as you go back and forth. If you're quite flexible, your shoulders below the line of the knee, you can bring the right forearm down, maybe the left forearm as well. And then, once your hips are about as low as you can get, lower the back knee down, flatten out the toe. Continue to pull at the floor with the arms as you stretch against that by pulling the chest forward. If you're very flexible, bring your chest down. If you can get your chest down on the ground, your left foot arm can come to the outside of the foot. Other variations, if you know them, go ahead, such as bring your left arm around the outside of the foot, but then slipping it underneath the leg in the space between your body and your leg. And the right arm goes over the back. Move according to your condition and your abilities. Just try to make your way to your edge. And one day, eventually, you move past your edge and you find a new one. We're going to break the pose now. If you're on the forearms, come back up, but keep your hips low, just as we were before. Kapiyasana. Reach the arms up. Bring the arms straight up, close to the ears, and then pull the arm back. Rock the shoulders back and forth, up and down a few times if you like. Try to make your body look like a crescent moon. Extend the body back, curl the tail under, keep long. The front and the back body the same length. Good. Inhale, come back up, plant the hands. Make your way back into table and then child's pose. Breathe in, breathe out, all fatigue. Roll forward, creep along the mat like a snake creeping through the grass. Once again, coming up into cobra or your modifications on the forearms if you like for sphinx. If you're feeling more active, press the thighs and the knees, hips up off the mat. Drag your toes a little bit further forward, upward facing dog. Shoulders back and down. Press into the hands, roll over the toes, downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. Sorry, side plank. Move your left hand towards the right, spin your toes towards the long edge of the mat. Notice how my hips stay high, like you're doing a sill, so I'm downward facing dog, but sideways. Release the right arm up. If it's too much, keep the left shin on the ground and work it from here. If you need to lower it on the forearm, down on the forearm because of your wrist, go ahead. If you know other variations, advanced practitioners, go ahead. Nice one is to just drape the arm over the head, make the body look like a rainbow. Make sure you're not collapsing the shoulder, keep the left arm extended. Keep pressing into your left hand as you make the transition back to downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. Right to the other side, slide the right hand to the left, spin your toes towards the long edge of the mat, keep your hips high, and then make your way into side plank. Make sure you press your hips forward a little bit. Keep the right arm strong. And again, explore your variations. Go to the same one as you did the first time. Modify as you need to. Come back to downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Soften. Now raise the right leg up. And then send it between the hands. Gently landing so it doesn't make a sound. Back knee comes down, flatten at the toe. Inhale, peel the body up. Bring the hands to the front knee and let's use your hands to push into your thigh. So you're trying to push the knee further forward and up. You lean away from the leg. Curl the tail under and just try to create it so that the pose, so that there's no wrinkles in the back body. Keep long. Drop the shoulders down and back. Open up through the heart. Then pull the body back upright. Press into the front knee to come higher. Right heel underneath the right heel just below the back, the right knee. Open up to the side for Sukha Virabhadrasana. Gaze over the front hand. Have the same demeanor as a warrior, strong and powerful and devoted. If you can, full warrior, sink into the front leg a little bit so you can bend the toes under, and then see if you can extend your stance a little bit more. Get nice and low. Open up to the side. Exalted warrior, left hand presses into the back leg, right arm over the head. Don't change anything about the stance. Keep it nice and sharp and steady. Gaze up, try to pull the torso, out hips a little bit more, lengthen the side body. Inhale, come back to high plank, warrior, and then into Paschimottanasana. You can take the forearm to the thigh and the left arm sweeps over the head, or if you can, right hand down to the inside of the foot. Try to sink the seats a little bit. Extend through the left arm, exhale, pull the left shoulder back, turn the chest up. Make sure the knee doesn't fall in. Keep it over the foot. Lose yourself in the pose. Try to find a consciousness of the pose. Those nice, sharp, long ankles, long lines. Balance, symmetry, power. Now from here, circle left hand down, turn towards the front, spin on the back foot, lower the knee down. Come upright, move the right heel a little bit closer so it's underneath the knee. Revolved side angle, left arm up. Take the hands the outside of the knee. Right hand just guides more length in the back body. Inhale, push the chest up. Raise the body out of the hips. Exhale, turn to the right, or again, go into the deeper version of the outside of the thigh. You may stay in the easier variation here. Make sure your shoulders, your hands are not in front of the shoulders. They should be in front of the center of the chest. You have to push down in the right hand, raise the body up so the center of the chest comes behind the thumbs, and then roll the right shoulder back. If you want to go into the full version, bend the toes under, weight in the right foot so you can lift the knee up off the ground on the left leg. And continue to turn. Go into the full extended version if you like. The left fingertips on the ground and the right arm over the head. Turn your body a little bit more. Pull the right hip back. Chest open as you exhale. Can't get your hand on the ground? Just try to stay steady by pressing the arm against the outside of the leg. Roll the right shoulder back. Into warrior two. Stay steady on your feet and back. Breathe in, extend, breathe out, sink a little bit more. And then take your hands behind the back, humble warrior. Pull the hands down, lift the chest, bring the head back, and then dive forward. Go to the left so that your shoulder can come down on the inside of the leg. Forehead comes down towards the ground. Or alternatively, come down in a genuflect, left knee down, and then work it from here. Pull the hips back as you inhale, telescope the chest forward, and then go down. One more breath. Get more extension from base of spine all the way to top of the head. Then pull the hands back down onto the back. At the end of the exhale, lift the chest up. Bring your hand to the ground on the inside of the foot. Rock back and forth, making your way into lizard. Once the hips get down as low as they can, lower the knee down, flatten out the toe. You can stay higher if you need to. Continue to pull with your hands. Get the sensation trying to propel the chest forward. At the same time, you're anchored down through the seat like you have weights in your hip pockets. Feel heavy from the hips and down all the way to the toes. Again, if you're very flexible, come down onto your belly. Don't waste your time. You know that your advanced variations, go ahead into them. Again, you try to find a place where you're challenging the body, where it feels like you're doing the best of the best that you can offer. That is an offering. But not to the place where you're sending your body into a place of pain, nor the mind into a place of distress. That's not what you want to offer up. Keep extending. And then break the pose. If you're on the forearms, come back onto your hands. Keep your seat low. Don't change anything about the legs. Kapiyasana. Reach the arms up. Try not to bend the arms. Keep them straight. Try to imitate the shape of a crescent moon as much as possible. Lift the chest. Keep the arms nice and straight beside the head. Imagine you're hugging your head with your arms. This will help to keep your elbows from bending. Lead with the heart, come back up. Place the hands, knees back together. Child's pose. Breathe in. fatigue. And then glide forward like a snake moving through the grass. Come forward and up into cobra or other variations that suit you. Upward facing dog or sphinx, always options. Lose yourself in the pose. Imagine having boundless range of motion, like the snake. And back into downward facing dog. Roll over the toes, breathe in, send the feet back, breathe out. Sink the heart towards the ground. Good. From here, if you like, let's just try balance pose. Raise the right leg up, straight behind, without opening up the hip. Hips looking at the ground. Now turn your gaze forward between your hands. You might need to walk your right hand in a little bit, push against the floor, and see if you can crawl your fingers back, eventually reach up. If you have the flexibility, you can bend the knee, take hold of the ankle, push the top of the foot into the hand, and pull the foot away from the body. Make sure you're not collapsing into your shoulder. Good. And then release. Left hand down, bring the right foot down, breathe in, breathe out. Try with the other leg now. Lift the left leg up. Keep your hips square. Keep looking towards your left hand beyond the left fingertips. And then really push more weight into your left hand so you can release your right hand and eventually come up with the hands just beside the body. If you like, bend the knee and see if you can find the foot. Press the ankle into the hand and push the foot away from the body, from the seat. Concentrate. And whatever happens, be unjudging, unconcerned, just do your best. Pull the foot towards the seat if you have it. In a bind, come back into downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. From here, lift the heels, bend the knees. You can either jump forward to the hands, or if you're not feeling the jump, just walk your feet forward. Lower the seat to about the line of the knees. Bring the hips back so that it's like you're sitting in a chair, and reach the arms forward. Allow your body to sit on your thighs. But then peel your chest up off the thighs. Fierce pose, Utkatasana. Look up between the hands, reach up. Exhale, sink the shoulders down, go deeper. Lower the seat and really create some heat and fire in the lower body. The mind stays always calm. You're not the body, nor the mind, nor the emotional reactions. Emotions. Sink a little bit lower if you can. Squeeze the inner legs together. Come all the way up. Bring your hands down. Place them on the seat. Walk your feet a little bit further away. Toes can come beyond the edges of the mat. And we're going to do a standing back bend, so you can bend your knees a little bit. Bring them over the toes like you're sitting on a horse. And then press your hands into the seat. Pull down so the tail comes under. Keep the thighs rolling outwards and the shins rolling inwards. Allow the head to drop back if you feel comfortable. Just go again as far as you feel comfortable. If you're more flexible and you want, you can slide your hands down the backs of the legs. Eventually try to get your hands come right down to the heels. And then straighten out your legs by pushing into your feet and lifting your hips. Back up, walk your hands back up the backs of the legs. If your hands are on the legs, press the hand, one hand to the seat, the other hand. Push in and down and rise up. Straight. Bring your feet together, hands to the heart. Breathe in, Breathe out all fatigue. Release the arms. So we're going to do a balanced pose now. So let's try, we're going to try toppling tree and hummingbird. Let's start with hummingbird, and maybe if you want you can go into toppling tree. We're going to just lower the seat, bring your chest onto your thighs, and bring the arms back, flat and behind. Keep sinking your weight into your legs, but eventually we want to bring more concentration and weight into your left leg and foot, so you can slide your right toes back. Keep looking at the ground and see if you can pick up the right foot with the knee up towards the sky. Keep your body nice and compact, like a hummingbird. The hummingbird's very tiny. Now you can go further if you like by joining your hands together, interlacing the fingers, extending that right leg, pulling in the hands, so you're trying to push the back further, and then arching it back by lifting your chest a little bit so that your head comes forward. Try to have the foot higher than the head. Gaze forward. Come out of the pose, bring the hands down onto the back. Right foot comes down, and then move the left foot back to the right foot. Breathe in. Ragdoll, breathe out. Imagine you're throwing the fatigue out of the body, discarding it like a garment. Breathe in again, breathe out. Okay, we're going to come on to the other side now. You can just walk one foot forward if it's easier, the right foot forward, and just so you don't have to go through the motions of trying to transfer your weight. It's easier, just bring the right foot forward, rest your chest on your thigh, your belly, arms back, and then your left foot's in the right place to raise it up, straight from there. The knee is up, the head is towards the ground. Keep gazing at a point in front. Keep the back of the neck long so you're not jamming up, and then if you want, toppling tree, extending the leg, bring your hands together, interlace the fingers, and pull the hands back, away from the head as you lift the head. Chest is forward, and try to straighten out the left leg. Try to push the right thigh of the standing leg, that is, back a little bit. Release, hands back down on the back. Left foot down, fingers down to the ground, and slide your feet back beside one another. Breathe in, breathe out. Relax. Good. Okay, so we're going to come forward with our hands into downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. Come forward, shoulders on wrist and plank, lower the knees down. Separate your heels a little bit more. So if you can, that is, you can sit between your heels. If that's not comfortable for your knees, you can just sit on your heels. Bring your thighs together. So there's a few options here. We're going to reclined hero pose. Soften the knees a little bit. Be mindful of the condition of your knees. If at any points when it starts to hurt, you just kind of come up higher to make it more manageable. Bring your fingertips close to the feet behind you and lift up the hips. Then you just try to bring your shoulders back. You try to extend the line from the shoulders to the knees. If you want to go further, if you can without bringing discomfort to the knees, you lower the seat down. Come down onto the forearms. Again, you stretch from the shoulders to the knees. If you can go flat, separate your feet a little bit so you can bring your hips between your feet, and just try to bring your back down onto the ground flat. You can take hold of the opposite elbows and pull the elbows as far away from the knees as possible. Lift up the hips a little bit, tuck the tail under so that you can get the seat flat on the ground. If you have the flexibility, try to bring our thighs right together. Come into stillness, the body and the mind. When the body comes into stillness, the mind has more of an opportunity to find quietness. Bring your hands to the heels, press against the heels, tuck the chin in, and then lift up your head. Press into one elbow, place your hand where the elbow was, and then the other to come straight up. So from here, Baddha Vajrasana, if it's comfortable, keep your knees like this. You keep your left leg folded, but you bring your right foot out in front. And then you bring your knee up towards your chest, lean back, and bring your heel to the height of the knee. If you want to go further, if you're very flexible and don't have any hamstring limitations, you can bring your legs straight up into heron pose. Draw the shoulders back and try to bring the leg towards the body. If your knee is not comfortable like this, you bring your knee out in front, your leg out in front, and your heels in front of the right side of the seat. Okay, so modify as you need to. Press through the base of the toes. Inhale, rise up taller. Exhale, try to bring the leg towards you as opposed to hunching forward to meet it. Keep the back straight. From here we're coming into a twist. So if you have your leg, your left leg back, you can bring your foot either just in the root of the body, with your knee pointing out. Your knees are a little bit, roughly 9 degrees, a little bit less, maybe 80. If you can do a lotus, half lotus, you can go ahead. So you bring your knee against the shoulder, lean back so you can pull the heel close to where it has to be, and then you just tuck it in, the knee comes down. So if you know how to get into lotus, go ahead. Otherwise, with your heel there, if your knee's in front, you just keep your left heel close to the root and your right toes along just underneath the knee or against the knee. Okay? Coming into a bind, move towards the right. Take the right arm all the way around the body, and if you can find the foot or press your hand into your thigh, go ahead. Inhale, come up, left hand to the outside of the knee, of the right knee. Inhale, push the lower back in, raise the body over the hip, higher out of the hip, and then turn towards the right. Keep your shoulders back, initiate the twist from the lower body close to the hips, and then eventually the rest of the body will come around. One more breath. Try to rise up taller. Exhale. Turn a little bit more, your chest to the right. Then exhale, come back. And we move to the other side. So lean towards the right. Take the right foot in behind if that's okay. If that variation is good for you, or make the modification. Do the same things you did on the other side. Left knee in towards the left shoulder. Bring the heel in front of the knee, at the height of the knee, or bring the legs straight up. So even if you are very flexible in one side, you just try to keep the balance as much as possible so that you're not always going very far from one side and the other side continues to just gives you challenge. So you just try to keep it balanced by backing off on the good side a little bit and working the side that gives you more difficulty, so you don't create bigger imbalances. Come up nice and tall. Now come into the Baddha Vajrasana. Same thing as you did the other side. If you have a lotus, you can go ahead. If your knee doesn't come all the way down, but it's close, you place something underneath your knee to support it. And you bring your knees in closer so the foot comes higher. So when you take the bind, your body goes around to the left and your arm comes around the back. Your foot is easier to find. You can use the right hand to come and take the hand so you can guide it to the foot. Inhale, lift to the chest. Exhale, turn to the left. Make sure both sides of the seat are grounded. If the right side starts to ride up, see if you can sink it down. Press it into the ground. Inhale, lift up through the heart. Exhale, turn. You have the foot in a bind, pull on the foot a little bit, or hand on the thigh equally. Press into the thigh as you turn. One more exhale, see if you can come up higher first on the inhale and then go a little bit deeper into rotation. Yeah, the exhale, release. Come back to face forward and come out of the pose. Shake up the legs. Inversions. Shilshasana or preparation for Shilshasana. If you already know what you're doing, you may go ahead into your headstand. Make sure you know how to come into the pose and out of the pose safely, because I'm not here, obviously, I'm not at your house to guide you, so practice mindfully. If you're wanting to try to come in and prepare to get into headstand, not quite there yet, you can maybe do teddy bear. Forehead down on the ground, hands where you can see them in front of you. Your arms are like a right angle, okay? And then walk your feet forward until your underneath the knees are touching, pressing against the elbows. Push into your hand, push into the head, and then see if you can raise the foot up. And eventually just dance from toe to toe, hot potato. Most of your weight is on the hands and the head. Mostly the hands. And maybe you can get your feet up eventually. Try to get it eventually so that your knees are sitting on the upper arms. Back to the upper arms, and you're on the top of the head. Pretty low to the ground, so it's a pretty stable pose. But practice according to your comfort level. Stay there for a bit longer if you can. Come out if you need to, of course. If you want, feeling good, you can see if you can press into your hands. You have to engage your core a little bit and see if you can get your knees to come up off the elbows, maybe one knee at a time. Okay, might be better to start with one knee. And release. Going to start to make our way down. For those who are up in headstand, come down mindfully, no crash landings, no heavy landings. And then come back down. Seat back on the heels, child's pose. Breathe in, breathe out, all fatigue, relax. Roll your way up. So if you're not feeling the pose, if you're constantly in a state of agitation and fear as you're coming to the pose, it's best to wait until that mindset shifts. So you just keep on practicing, you just keep on moving a little bit more and more towards the pose, and then eventually you'll get the confidence to come up. But there's no point in just going to the point where you're so distressed that that's all you can think about. Then you are not going to find the quietness and the steadiness in the pose. And that's what we're trying to aim for. Right, so that's why they call it practice. It's a long journey. So just enjoy the journey. Come onto your back. Take a deep breath in once you're on the ground. Exhale. Remove all fatigue. Imagine you're fainting. Let go of any expectations, any negative emotions that arose. Let them go. Now bring your arms beside the body. Bring the legs together. We're going to raise the legs up. Try to keep them straight as they come up. If they're okay, if your heels over the seat, push into your arms, press, and then lift your seat up. Now lower down the seat slowly. Try not to come down fast and hard. Next time, come up again, come up a little bit higher. So about just maybe like the upper part of the back is on the ground. And again, press into your arms, engage your core so they can come down softly. Next time you come up higher so that you're mostly just on your shoulders. Most of the back is up off the mat. Again, lower down gently. A feather touch when the seat comes back down. And if that was all good, you come into shoulder stand the next time. So as you bring your hips up, try to get them high enough so you can bring your hands to the back and support your back. Try to get your elbows to come closer to one another. And then try to form a straight line from the chin all the way up to the toes. And so here, if this is not doable, you just come to where you can. Maybe your legs don't come up quite as high, your hips are sort of halfway up, that's okay. Or if it's too much still, you just sit on your hands with your legs up. You're still getting all the benefits of inversion. If you have a lotus, go ahead into your lotus. Bring your feet a little bit further over the head so that if you need to, you can release your hands and place your feet if you need to. Try to have your knees higher than the hips if you're doing that variation. And then close the eyes. Bring your attention to the space between the eyebrows. Complete stillness. Watch the darkness behind the forehead. Now, if you're in plow pose, and you want to go, if you're up in the full shoulder stand with your legs up, you can try to come into plow pose from here slowly. Start to bring your legs over the head until the feet come down. If they don't come down all the way, keep supporting your back. If they do, you can walk your hands, bring your hands down onto the floor behind your back. Walk your feet further out so that you get the maximum back stretch. Hips are over the shoulders. If you have a Pindasana, lotus, go into Pindasana, embryo pose. Just bring your thighs against the body. And wrap your arms around the legs if you can, if you want to. Couple more breaths. Be steady and supreme in the pose. Try your best to endure, to find the steadiness. Now we're going to make our way out. Press your arms into the mat and slowly start to drag your legs back over the body. Keep them close. Roll down bit by bit. And when the seat comes down, keep pressing into the arms and then just lower your legs. But stop halfway down. So your legs are about a 45-degree angle. And now from here, breathe very fast like you're panting like a puppy. Lower down halfway from there. Lower down. Heels are about 2 inches from the ground. Just try to picture in your mind where 2 inches is. It's lower than you probably think and lower than your legs probably are at. Keep breathing fast. Lower the feet down completely. Allow the feet to fall out, away from one another. Arms just be on the edges of the mat. Breathe in. Breathe out all fatigue. Relax. Fish pose. Lift the one side of the body up so you can slip your hand underneath the seat and do the same on the other side. Now tuck your arms underneath by pulling the arms under the body, rolling the arms outwards, and then from here your legs together, your feet together. Lift up the chest, the upper body up with the mat. Push the chest up as high as you can, and bring the top of the head back down. Most of the weight on the arms and the seat and the legs, not too much on the head. Okay, and now fish pose. Pant like a puppy again, do it through the nose. Keep going with the breath. If you want, raise your legs 12 inches off the mat. Lower the legs down and release out of the pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. Urdhva Dhanurasana. Bring your feet close to the seat. Pull on the ankles so they're beside the hips, or just the heels are just behind the seat. Bring your fingertips down on either side of the head. If you can't see, if you're not sure what to do, you just look up here at me. Fingertips are pressing into the ground just beside your head a little bit. Fingers in line at the top of the head. Lift up the back off the ground, the seat. Feet pushing into your fingertips. You can drag your head back towards your feet so you're on the top of the head, and then turn your hands around. Fingers are facing towards the toes, but a little bit outwards as well. You can stay here if you like, or if you can, you take your head off the mat. Full wheel pose. You lift up your heels and go back and forth. If that looks completely not according to your condition, you can do bow pose. You roll onto your tummy, bring the knees, bring the heels towards the seat, and take hold of the ankles. And then you work it the other way. You pull on the heels and you lift the chest. So whatever is suiting you. If you're in bow pose, tug on the feet, try to get the legs to come to straighten so the feet come higher than the head. If you look up, eventually you might see your toes. If you're in Urdhva Dhanurasana wheel pose, stay a little bit. Challenge yourself to stay in the pose, supreme and steady. And then we lower down out of the pose wherever you're at. Lie on the ground. If you're in bow pose on your tummy, roll onto your back again. From here we're going to bring the thighs onto the body, knees wide. So knees against the shoulder, front of the shoulders, and use your hands to press down into the shins. Try to flatten out the back as much as possible. The seat is on the ground. This is good for the digestive organs. Just press the thighs into the body. Feel very grounded and heavy through the seat. Now just bring the left foot down, flat on the ground. Take hold of the right ankle and just bring the knee onto the shoulder and pull on the foot a little bit more so the foot comes more towards the head, the leg straight, depending on your flexibility. Then you can extend the left leg straight out if you like. If you're very flexible, you can see if you can pull your foot down right to the ground beside your ear, your right ear. Or you just keep working with your knee close to the shoulder and your leg in front. Extend out through the left heel so the back of the left leg flattens on the ground. Now wherever you're at, pull the peel the upper body up off the floor and try to touch your forehead to the shin. Or you can just try to bring your hands to the back of the knee, raise your body up, press the knee towards you, push the knee towards you as you try to make a connection. If it doesn't, you can bring a fist in front of your knee and just press your forehead right into the fist. So modify as you need to. If you can't make that connection, just concentrate on the space between your eyebrows anyways. Lower the head down. Bring the right foot down on the ground in front of the seat and bring the left leg up. Switch sides, take hold of the ankle and pull the foot towards the head. And then just go, progress from there. Slide your right foot out if you need to, if you'd like to. So it's straight, and then pull the foot towards the head. Very flexible again. Just see if you can bring your foot flat on the ground, your toes flat on the ground beside your head on the left side. Keep extending out through the right foot. And bring the leg back in front a little bit. Try to raise the body up and try to bring your forehead to the shin or to the knee by pressing the hands into the back of the knee and pulling yourself up so you can meet. Or modify as you need to, as I showed before. Fist resting on a knee and you just bring your forehead to the fist. One more breath. And bring the head down. From here, you just bring the right leg straight if it feels bent, and bring the left foot on top of the right thigh. Use your right hand to pull the knee all the way over to the right. Extend the left arm out to the shoulder. Keep the back of the shoulder as flat as you can on the mat. So if the front of the shoulder starts to pop up, keep on pulling the hand further away until the arm flattens out and the chest flattens. Now from the left shoulder all the way down through the body, right down to the right toes. Try to get as long as possible. Curl the tail under so again you feel long in the lower back area without any wrinkles there. Coming back to center, slide your left leg out, switch sides, slide your right foot up so it lands on your left thigh and use the left hand to pull the knee over to the left. Right arm extends, chest is facing up, chest is wide, look beyond your right fingertips. Stretch from the right shoulder all the way down to the left toes. Through the front of the body, curl the tail under, stay long in the lower back area. No folds in the lower back. Keep extending your legs. Bring the knee back to center, Shavasana. Allow your feet to fall away from one another and your hands to rest on either side of the body, beyond the edges of the mat, palms facing up. And just allow the body to sink heavily, as though we're sinking into a bed of clouds or flowers. Soften everything. Feel the muscles relax. Feel all the tension draining away. Let go of all the effort. With each exhale, feel more release, more surrender to relaxation. As the body gives in physically, mentally as well. Release all the restrictions that prevent you from accepting all the gifts that are coming to you through this practice. Accept it with gratitude. Imagine all of it coming in like beams of light through the skin, like big beams of light. going to start to make our way back up into the body, returning our awareness now to the physical form that is ours. Become aware bit by bit. Prepare to come out of Shavasana in a way that is reverent and quiet, mindful. Once you're ready for Shavasana, sit tall, the eyes closed. And when you're ready to come into seated position, stay tall and supreme. Spiritual breathing. And this is a technique to bring the divinity that surrounds us within. Bring the arms up, the shoulders a little higher than the elbows higher than the shoulders, and the palms facing up. On the count of 8, we're breathing in from the fingertips, the best from the universe, down through the arms and into the spiritual heart located in the center of the chest. We hold the breath and the attention at the center of the chest for 6 counts. Exhale, back out through the arms, just the breath. All the goodness and all the love stays within. Inhale down into the heart. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold the attention and the breath at the heart. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale back out. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Down to the heart. Breathe in. Holding a breath and the attention at the heart to draw all the prana, all the benefits there. Exhale out through the arms. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathe in again. Heart, fingertips down into the heart. Holding at the heart. Exhale out through the arms. And bring the hands in Anjali Mudra. That's to say prayer mudra in front of the heart. A gesture of reverence and offering again. Make an intention of always acting in a way that doesn't bring harm to or pain or suffering to any beings. Making a small footprint as possible so that you don't take up any one person's too much time or their attention. And be respectful in that way so that you're not stealing from their experiences to do other things. Just always acting in a mindful and compassionate way. And seeing God in every being that you come across. For we are all connected through that divine thread that runs through each and every one of us. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be receptive to the divine grace within. Namaste. Thank you to all those who tuned in. Hope to see you soon, perhaps even tomorrow morning for Dharma Yoga practice at 8:30. Have a great afternoon. If I don't see you, have a great weekend.